Well, the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, otherwise known as PANDAF, has described as unfortunate the decision of the National Executive Committee of the People's Democratic Party to uphold the Governor Autumn Committee's recommendation to throw open the contest for the party's 2023 presidential ticket. The group says by this decision, the PDP has simply, quote, dug its own grave, noting that PDP's constitution unequivocally commits to the policy of rotation and zoning of party as well as public elective offices in pursuance of the principles of equity, justice, and fairness, end quote.
Well, for more on this, we're joined by PDP National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologunagba. We also have Chief Edwin Clark, who is the leader of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight. Let me begin with you, Debo, right here in the studio with us. I mean, many people expected that the PDP, would take a definite stance on the issue of zoning, considering that the PDP, actually started this whole zoning thing in 1999. Exactly what advised this idea of throwing it open? And will it not dig the grave of the party?
Thank you very much for having me. First of all, I will answer straight up that it will not be a digging of grave for the party. First of all, we need to step back and understand how this party came to be. The important thing is that this party is an organic party that was created by the combination of the will of Nigerian people, particularly against military rule. And it understood the fact that it is important for the peoples of Nigeria to come together. One, to establish the fact that we're one people, even though we have different peoples, and that's why it's reflected in the name of the party, People's Democratic Party. We recognize the fact that there are different people, but if we come together under an umbrella, we'll form a rainbow coalition that will create a country that be the beauty and the signature of our eyes for all Nigerian people. And it will be a putting together of the people to create a nation, so to say. Having said that, in the constitution of the party, it was deliberately crafted to reflect the constitution of Nigeria that recognizes the principle of federal character. And that's why it was enshrined there. You recall that a party has its own constitution, has its own rules, particularly if it's a party properly so called. Unlike the other party that is what I call an SPV, a special purpose vehicle, that has no policies, that have no values, that have no mission. Our own party has its own mission, our visions, and what we're doing is to ensure that in coming to a decision, every interest is considered.
Okay.
And we ensure that that happens. Can I just finish 1 second?
Very quickly.
I haven't gone that far. What we did is to ensure that we follow our rules, our regulations, our constitution. But in this, the constitution of the party is subject to Nigerian constitution. And so, our party, our policies, our regulation cannot abridge the right of individual as guaranteed under the constitution. All
right. Elder Statesman, let me bring you into this conversation. You've just heard the PDP saying throwing the ticket open doesn't deny anyone the right of participation. Instead, it allows everybody to participate. So how exactly does the PDP dig its own grave by this decision, sir?
Thank you very much. I am no longer a practicing PDP member. I've retired from partisan politics. Let me say this to you. PDP is a party that is a very strong party, but it's being destroyed by lack of leadership. The PDP we knew was not the one that we are seeing today. For instance, if this was not planned, Why should the national chairman of PDP, Senator Ayu, say that he was prepared to leave his seat, to step aside, if a northerner, particularly a central northerner, is elected the presidential candidate at the primary? Who are they fooling? PDP, in its own judgment, had a constitution. And I think by 2009, they revised that constitution, and the constitution provided for rotation. The 1999 constitution was there before they produced their own constitution. The 1999 federal constitution has nothing to do with party constitution. These are regulations guiding the parties. And for them not to use the constitution to deny their own constitution is very sad indeed.
All right, Mr. Debo Ologunagba, let me ask
PDP,
you heard what the elder statesman just said there. I mean, are you not going against your own party constitution? Like you said earlier, the PDP did make provision from the get-go for zoning to reflect, you know, Nigeria's federal character. And he says there's a lack of leadership in the PDP. And finally, he said this is all being orchestrated, you know, in order for a northern candidate to emerge. What do you have to say about the points he's raised?
First of all, I need to salute the service of the elder statesman, Chief Clerk. This is a revered leader in this country. And I would not be here joining issue with him with regards to his feeling. And I think he's entitled to that. Having said that, the point I was making before we brought in our revered leader, Chief Clerk, was the fact that the constitution of the party cannot abridge the right guaranteed in the constitution. And I'll talk about that. The constitution of Nigeria guarantees any qualified individual who aspires to a position, irrespective of the arrangement within a party in their constitution or negotiation, it cannot abridge that right. And the constitution of Nigeria is supreme to any other rules or regulation or constitution of the party. You recall in 1999, I'm sure Chief Clerk was then still in active politics, the presidency was zoned to the south in 1999. However, because the zoning arrangement, the discussion relating to zoning and arrangement cannot abridge the right of individual, the late Alhaji Abubakar Rimi, the then governor of Kano State, contested. Because even though it was zoned to the south, he was from Kano State and he contested, and the party allowed that. What we have done as a party is to ensure that every Nigerian that is qualified is availed the opportunity to contest. We know Nigerians are discerning people. They will make a decision and make a right decision about who at best. One thing I need to clarify tonight is there is no orchestration by enemies. And if anything, I know the leadership of the party at this moment, led by Senator Ayu, has been applauded for the steps it's taken. The fact that we have agreed as a party to adopt and align ourselves with the recommendation of the zoning committee set up by the party, I don't think it's inconsistent with the constitution, and I don't think it's inconsistent with the party principles of inclusiveness, to put everybody in the same, under the same umbrella, so that we can move together as a nation. And I think the best will come out without denying any part of this country the opportunity to contest, and is consistent with the Nigerian constitution that allows us to be able to have an inclusive participation, and our party is ready for that. What we can assure every member of the party and all Nigerians, indeed the world, is that the process will be transparent, it will be clear, it will be fair, to be credible, and whoever comes out victorious will be applauded by the party, and we'll all queue behind them, and then we'll call our people to support them so that we can go to the bigger problem of solving the Nigerian problem by rescuing this nation from the rudderless government called APC.
Elder Statesman Clark, the PDP seems to be saying that, you know, it's about winning first. But let me ask you, how truthful are we as a people in our quest for justice, equity, and fairness? For instance, if this is to be zoned to the south, or the clamor that you're making as a group is that this should come to the south, should the southwest and the south-south that have produced the presidents before be in this race? Should the region not be clamoring for a southeastern president?
I said, my answer is no. Capital no. They are not qualified. We will come to that later. If the zoning has been done to the south, then we know that we now have the president in the south. Then the three regions will negotiate and ask southwest and south-south to move out. That is number one. Then let me ask that my young man, I've never met him before. Let me ask him this question. You people talk about 1999 Constitution as if Nigeria was born in 1999. There have been zoning in this country. You yourself said the Obasanjo state was zoned. But Rimi went there to Jos and messed himself up and walked out. Let me ask you, is the Nigerian 1999 Constitution, is it not there before? 12 northern presidential aspirants went to Port Harcourt to contest the presidential primary conducted by the governor of Delta State, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, which was one of the best ever conducted primary in this country. And we all teamed up behind Atiku. One of the problems the Igbos are facing today, Southeast, is because of their full support for Atiku. Because Atiku's ambition to become president of Nigeria at all costs. I'm very much ashamed. What am I saying? The impression these people are now giving, the population that will elect a president, a Nigerian president, is in the south, is in the north. So they are trying to maneuver each other, the two principal parties. APC, which had earlier zoned the presidency to the south, when El-Rufai, the governor of Kaduna State, stated that all the positions held by the south have now gone to the north, while those in the north have not come to the south. But when they saw that PDP was prevaricating, they held on. And I'm not surprised to say when the national chairman of APC, Abdul Adamu, said that the party has not decided. What am I saying? Very soon, Southerners will be second-class citizens in their own country. Because the North has the population, they will always produce the presidential candidate for APC and for PDP, which will be a sad day for Nigeria. And nobody will accept it. We are past that age. If we want Nigeria to survive as a country, equity and justice, fair play, equality of citizenship. I'm very surprised. I know very soon Some of my Igbo from my southeast leaders will be running to the north. Wanting to be running mates? What answer will they give to their children tomorrow for being treated like second-class citizens?
Right. Let me bring in
we are Nigerians today because we are equal.
Okay. Debo,
so I do not want.
All right.
I do not want PDP to come here to deceive Nigerians. We have withdrawn our support for PDP. We will soon sit down to take a decision as to what party we will support.
Okay.
And they will lose.
Debo Ologunagba, you heard.
The winning candidate they are looking for will not arise. Will not arrive.
There you go. Let me quickly bring this back to Debo Ologunagba. I mean, you heard what the elder statesman said. Let me even just quickly put this in response to Ojikalo's position that a Southeasterner cannot emerge except there is a gentleman's agreement. You know, the elder statesman had accused Ojikalo for supporting you know, the Senate President Ahmed Lawan, who is also running for presidency. What do you have to say to what the elder statesman has said? That it is payback time, really, to the Southeast. So what's going on exactly in the PDP? Why is the PDP not being firm on that?
Well, I just want to reference our revered leader. He said so much, and he's entitled to that feeling. But as a party, we have a responsibility to ensure that what we do is to obey our rules, our regulation, of course, consistent with our policy as a party. I do not want to join issue to the issue of the fact that there was some conspiracy. My own reference to that would be, could it be that the two parties are conspiring against each other? I would say no. But what I do know is that the PDP had looked at all the issues. This is not about an individual or a group of individuals. It's about the party came together, look at all the issues, consider the reports. You recall in the report, the option of a consensus candidacy was left open and that it will be explored because the new Electoral Act provides for 3 modes of choosing a candidate for a party. The direct, indirect, or consensus. We have said we're leaving it open. However, the party is going to explore the possibility of a consensus candidate, which means any part of this country can still produce the president.
All right.
Provided we're looking at the issue of quality, capacity, experience, and the fact that all party members and Nigerians will believe in that choice. And that's what we're pursuing. Okay,
we wish you the best in that with the threats coming from the social cultural group across the country. But we must thank you both. Chief Edwin Clark, leader of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, and of course the PDP National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba. Thank you for being on the news with us tonight.
Thank you very much.